Okay, today I'm going to do a video. I'm going to be using my Supernote, which I recently purchased, and I'm going to show how I do my notes. Now, first and foremost, this is a really good device, and I've found it really writes really well. And first of all, I'm going to bring up find a page to write on. So I'm going to bring up my notes and then bring up a new page. I'm not gonna name this page yet, but I'm gonna start. Okay, now I've got a page come up. Now what I'm going to talk about today and show you my notes is, recently we've had a talk at church, which has been very useful, and it's talking about, as Christians, why do Christians still sin? And this message helps to understand why Christians still sin. And it's really, a lot of it is based on the book of James. So the text which he gave us to start with was James chapter 4:1. So what I do, I write the text in the middle like this: James chapter 4 verse 1. Now James chapter 4 verse 1 says, where do wars and fights come from among you? So first of all, I'm going to say where. I'm going to actually write out the text. Where do wars and fights come from? So that's a question. Now, then it says in the verse, part of the verse, it says, do they not come from your desires for pleasure that war in your members? So then I do another line which tells where do they come from, and it says they come from desires for pleasure that war in your members. Okay, now the good thing about this message, it starts with James chapter 4, but then it goes the way pastor ministers. This is my pastor, Pastor Seko. He basically shows us that the book of James, when you take a scripture like James 4, you can't just take it, you got to look at it in context. So James 4, there was 4 chapters. That's the 4th chapter. So what Pastor Seko does, he takes us to the other chapters, and to give us a context about to understand the scriptures. Because it's really important that we do not take scriptures out of context. It's important that we don't do that. So the context which he takes us, he takes us to James 1:18. Now, in James 1:18, I will get my Bible.